think this is it. I think we're finally doing it. I'm super excited. Are you guys excited? Because I'm excited. Okay. So, surprise everyone. Welcome to the 20-somethings podcast. Presented to you by none other than Naturally Lex. So, before we get started, let's get right into it. Let me kind of explain what this is, and then I'll tell you as to why I'm just so excited about it. So, if you've been following me, you know a long time ago, years ago, I tried the YouTube thing. I was pretty good at it, but I just wasn't consistent. And I've always known that I wanted to showcase my personality, but I'm not necessarily wanting to be like an influencer. But I think I might have found my lane in just using my voice. So, the 20-somethings podcast is being brought straight to you. So, the 20-somethings podcast is a space where we are going to talk about the navigation part of life, aka the 20-somethings, where we're going to speak on adulthood and stepping into adulthood and the different complexities that come with it. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the topics. Number 1. Who is Lex and what does she do? So I'm going to keep this very straight, simple, and to the point because I'm one of those people, when I get on YouTube and I find a YouTuber I like, the first video I click on is not, oh, who is this? You have to give me a wow factor. So just a quick brief rundown. My name is Alexis. I go by Lex. I'm 24 years old. I am a mother of one. Whoop whoop. I gave birth this year. I look great. Thank you. Just kidding. But I'm a licensed esthetician and I am a nail tech as well. So I am a momtrepreneur. And I just think I am a real down-to-earth girl, and I'm just figuring out life like everybody else. And I also have always had a thing for creating content, but truth be told, when it comes to editing, I'm super lazy. So that's why I just feel like I've never been consistent. So yeah, there's that. So now let's get into the purpose of this podcast. Just being 100% transparent, I feel like our generation, we are in a time where people don't want to be honest about reality. And what I want to do is to ensure people my age, younger, older, whoever receives this message, that life is not easy. Life is hard and everything will not be handed to you. And instant gratification may work for some, but it's not the end all be all for everyone. And that is okay. And I want people to realize that there is beauty in the struggle. Like I'm getting all excited. I'm hitting my mic. There is beauty in the struggle, and that everything is not always going to be picture perfect. You're scrolling on Instagram, a lot of imagery of like what you think life is supposed to be, how it's going to be, what if you're not doing this, you're not doing good enough. And that's just not the truth. And that's just not how life works. So I want to ensure that human experience is okay and it's real, and I want people to get back to being themselves and not feeling like they have to seek validation through social media or social pressures or anything of the sort. I just want to bring people back to being people, and I want to motivate, I want to inspire, I want to re-inspire, I want to rejuvenate, I want to restore just hope in people, and just feeling like you can do whatever it is that you want to do, and understanding that everyone's process is different and adulting looks different for every person. Everybody is going through something completely different, and because you are one of one and one of none. So yeah, there's that. Also, I would just like to add that I know sometimes I feel like it feels like you're holding your breath. You're constantly holding your breath. When you feel like you always have to uphold a certain image, or you always have to be a certain person, or you're scared of yourself, you're always constantly feeling like you're holding your breath. And this pod is meant to create a feeling of just woosah, just relief. Yeah, this is just a place where you could come and feel comfortable and remember that you are a person and you have feelings, and life is going to happen, and that is okay, and it makes the journey 10 times more beautiful. And I want to talk about things that people maybe feel ashamed to talk about, that they shouldn't. Like, you literally should not feel ashamed to talk about, because life is not perfect. You know, you're not born knowing what to do all the time. You're not always put in a predicament or circumstances to always know what to do. So, like I said, we're just here to talk about all the different complexities that come with adulting and growing into your adult self. So I'm super excited for you guys to come along this journey with me. I will be doing interviews. I will be talking to other people. And on Mondays, I will actually be doing a thing what I call the mom cast. I tried to make an M, but that didn't really work. So we're going to figure out something for anyway. Momcast Mondays, where I'm strictly talking to the mothers. And if you want to tune in, tune right on in. If you want to tune in, come right on in. But this is going to be something dedicated to the mommies out here, the young, new, first time, even if it's not your first time. So I think you guys will really love that. So let's just be honest. Already just now adulting and then throwing a kid on top of that, baby, that's a whole nother obstacle course. And I am learning that for myself as my baby is 9 months. So yeah, I'm just super excited for that. And just to open up to you guys a little bit about why I say there is beauty in the struggle. I feel like because of who I am now and where I'm at now, and even back then, just my personality in general, a lot of things that I may experienced or have went through, a lot of people would not assume about me, but that's because I was instilled with a certain confidence to succeed, and just a mindset of I can't let anything break me. And it's not what you go through, it's really how you respond to it. I wholeheartedly believe in that saying. Like, it's not what you go through, it's how you deal with it and how you respond to it. For example, if you grew up poor, if you grew up not having anything, or you grew up in a dangerous environment, you don't have to become a product of that. You really don't. Just to open up a little bit about my personal story. Growing up, we weren't poor, but single mom, doing everything, whatever. I went to the same public schools as a lot of people that I know now. I was always smart, always did good in school. I feel like I always had a big personality. I really didn't have a lot of issues growing up as far as like my peers. Like, it might have been things here and there, but like I wasn't like a drama-filled person. Graduated high school, good grades. Went to college thinking that I wanted to be I wanted to pursue a career in nursing. Quickly realized that my heart was not in it, and I'm going to explain two different sides of that, so keep that in mind. Dropped out of college, came home, was very sad that I dropped out because I felt very lost, and I feel like, in hindsight, I feel like I was in a bit of a depression during that time in my life, because I was going through a lot of like mental battles and just understanding who I was, because I think I lost myself around that time a little bit, and I cut all my hair off, saying I wanted a big chop and just get my hair healthy, but really when I look back at it, I think I was like sad. But if it's anything I would say within my story is that I went through a lot of emotional battles. I was up and down quite often. And, some people may say like, oh, college wasn't for me. School wasn't for me. Whatever. And when I look back, what I truly can say about that is I was intimidated because I came from a public school where I might have been succeeding there and doing excellent there, but the challenge may not have been the same if I was going to like a private school or, more of a educational based school where they didn't have sports and things of that nature. Because when I got to the college that I went to, it became very overwhelming for me, to the point where I started to doubt myself, like, oh, well, maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was, when really it was just, you're being put to a bigger challenge, and then you're deciding to go in the medical field, which is something very serious, very strenuous, and it will take your social life away. And I just wasn't prepared for that. And I didn't apply myself as good as I could have. I was drinking a lot, smoking weed, which I do not smoke weed anymore. That is not for me. It is not my lifestyle. It is something I will never do ever again. So, But I was like smoking every day, smoking hookah, smoking weed, drinking, going out. And I just was not applying myself as much as I could. Like, I was still going to class. I was still doing my homework. But I wasn't spending Friday, Saturday, Sunday studying like I probably should have been, or going to the groups and really trying to grasp concepts. And then when I did, I kind of felt like an outcast. So it was a mixture of being overwhelmed, really not applying myself, and realizing I don't want to be a nurse. Let's just keep it a buck. I don't want to be a nurse. So yeah, I think looking at myself now, if I ever went back to school, it would definitely be in the business route, just so I can learn more of like the back end things, because I truly love being an entrepreneur. I love setting my own schedule. I love making my own money. I love making money off of simply being myself. So yeah, excuse me, I burped. That was nasty. So went through that. I was like, I'm not going to sit on my butt. That's not like me. I need to figure out what I'm doing. I had been dibbling and dabbling in the beauty industry, just like doing makeup for like friends, and like in college for like, my close people, things of that nature, to the point where I had a friend at the time who was really encouraging me to take it serious. So when I came home after I dropped out, I said, you know what? I'm going to try to make this a career. I was inspired by a couple people in my city who already kind of did that as a living, and I would always see it, and I'm like, dang, I love that she's doing this. Like, they work for themselves, whatever. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try it. 2018, graduated with my esthetician license in 2019. Fun fact, I actually got pregnant in 2018 and miscarried. That was a big thing, a big turnover in my life, because I feel like it humbled me and showed me that there was more to life that I wanted. After that, I started taking the makeup very serious. I started promoting myself more. I was doing more events. I did maybe 2 weddings, doing all the prom, homecoming, birthday makeup, whatever the case may be. Then 2020, when COVID hit, I realized I wanted to expand myself and actually learn more in the beauty industry, because, and I forgot to mention, I was also waxing at European Wax Center as my 9 to 5, and then I would go from there and do makeup for whoever, whenever. So that was kind of what I was doing with both. And then in 2020, when the pandemic hit, obviously we weren't working, and I was like, you know what? Scrolling on Instagram, I kept seeing all these nail things, and I wanted my nails done or whatever, and I'm like artsy, so I kept seeing all these nails and seeing some of my favorite nail influencers, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like I could do this. And I'm not gonna lie, at the time I was getting a little burnt out of makeup. I was like, I love makeup. Makeup was like the door opener for me, and like seeing that, oh no, I really like the beauty industry. I really have a knack for this. I have the personality, like I can do this. So when I got hold of nails, baby, ain't no switching up. We locked in. Me and nails is locked in. Another fun fact, when I first went to Aveda, I said, oh, I will never do lashes. It's too tedious. It looks too hard. I'm going to leave it to the girlies who do it. And then in 2022, I turned around, took a class, learned how to do lashes, and now that's something I'm also pursuing and continuing to grow in. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And then in May of 2022, I found out I was pregnant. Fast forward to February 7th of 2023, I gave birth to my beautiful baby girl, and now we are here. But honestly, and I never want people to look at me, and I'm not saying that everyone does, but I've heard time and time again, like, I'm not perfect, and I don't always have it all the way figured out. I'm just not scared to take risks. I'm not afraid to put myself out there. I'm not easily embarrassed. I'm not ashamed of anything of who I am. I really, what they say, live in your truth. I live in my truth, and I'm very transparent. And when I'm in my element, I just flourish. And I tell everybody, I encourage everybody, everyone. I don't care if they're doing it, he's doing it, she's doing it, I'm doing it, we doing it. If you find something that you love, or you even find something that you think you may have an interest in, and you decide, this is what I want to do, do it. Life is not about limiting yourself. It is about continually learning, growing, and then spreading that knowledge and spreading that love and spreading that kindness to where you can now create the opportunities that you once wanted for the next person. And that's truly what I'm trying to do here. So like I said, I'm really just super excited for you guys to come along and grow with me and just see what I have in store, because I think you guys are going to really love this, love the conversations that we're having. If you want to DM me questions or DM topics that you want me to speak on, please do so. But I would like to give a disclosure. This will not be a platform where we are putting other people down, where we are judging other people's lives or lifestyles. All I will simply do is give perspective from my understanding and maybe what I would do or wouldn't do differently. So I will never use this platform to put anyone down or make anyone else feel bad about a situation that they're already in, because if it was me in the other person's shoes, I would not want that. So yeah, that's what we're here to do, and I love you guys, and I really appreciate the support that I get just within my own personal business and in my daily life. Like, it's so many times where I will meet somebody, and I'm not saying this like I'm a celebrity, because nowhere near it, baby, but I know my impact, and I meet people all the time who are like, Lex, like, I just like you, I like your personality, I like your work, I like what you put out there, I like how you talk to people, and I'm just like, I think I can take it to the next level. I know I can take it to the next level, but of course, I am nothing without you guys. So, but yeah, support just a couple topics so I can reel on in real quick that we'll be talking about: dating in our 20s, kids in our 20s, working in our 20s, paying bills in our 20s, everything 20s. When we first hit that outside world and realize life is real and life can life sometimes. And it just makes me look back at people like when I would be in school who were already like going through things at a very young age. I look back at those people and I'm just like, you are so strong, because the things I complain about now, somebody was already going through when we were like 14. You know what I mean? So I'm always going to be humble and I'm always going to put my best foot forward. But yeah, I hope y'all ready, and I hope y'all ready to have some real conversations, and I hope y'all is really ready to have some real feelings. I want y'all to watch this podcast and cry, because I might cry with you. I might cry on this mic, because I really like that. Like, I'm really emotional and I get real passionate. Like, if I throw these on like this, just know I might be dropping a tear underneath. But no, for real, I'm really excited to just showcase my personality, and like I said, bring other people onto this platform, because another thing is, this is not going to be a popularity thing, because I want the everyday person to know that they are seen, that you're important, and that you matter, and that you are essential in this thing called life. So, and you are important to somebody. But yeah, definitely. When I do my interviews, you know, you guys can always say like, oh, who you want me to talk to, but 9 times out of 10, I'll be having someone that I either know personally or somebody I admire locally. You know, who knows how big this will get, but in my eyes, you all are the biggest. So I will see y'all later. Bye.